Brian Daboll fired? Is it the right move or not? Right now, Sports Around the Bar.
In a move that surprised some people and wasn't quite so surprising to others, Brian Daboll has been fired by the Giants and replaced by Mike Kafka, their interim head coach, for at least the remainder of 2025. Drew, did this blow you out of the water like it did me? Because I don't think this is right. Like, throw the record out. I don't think it's the right move.
Well, I want to bring the record up, but I'll wait. Yeah, it makes no sense. The team's improving. Jackson Dart is playing well. He's banged up, playing well. Scattaboo looks like
injured. But look good when he was
there. Looks like
there.
a great
Neighbors.
Injured.
But look good while he was playing.
Really good. It makes no sense. Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year 3 years ago, going 9, 7, and 1. Now, the last 2 years, 11 and 33.
Not so amazing.
Not looking great.
Yeah.
But we're in transition. We're trying to find the future, right, at the most important position in the league as quarterback.
And he's looking good.
And they found him.
Now, I do think there's a bit of an argument to be made when you talk about getting rid of Daboll, because they had the concussion kind of controversy going on a couple weeks ago where Jackson Dart had got concussed, and you saw Daboll go into the blue tent, and magically there comes the quarterback.
We talked about it on this on Sports Around the Bar, and it's very interesting how
we
that
did.
went down.
They got fined for that, for everything going on. Kind of got dragged through the mud in the media where everyone's saying, oh, they don't care about concussions, everything else. And then, this past week where Daboll was the coach, Jackson Dart got concussed again. So I think there might have been this overarching kind of feeling that, well, whatever Daboll is doing offensively is getting our now future quarterback injured. And to the point where, especially with concussions, it's not the same.
That's such a weird thing to say. That you're like, all right, go out and play in the NFL, play as best as you can, win the game, but listen, don't get hurt.
Well, the counter to that is like, well, do you need to run him so much? Because
what if he chose to run?
Then you can coach him not to. You're the coach.
But that's the
right?
point.
Isn't that?
You do coach him, but at the same time, you don't take away what he does really well. And he does move well with his legs. He's very mobile.
2 concussions, though, in like 5 or 6 weeks. And when you go back to Daniel Jones, his breakout year with Daboll, you could argue that a lot of that was done with Daniel Jones' legs, and you're saying, well, if all you can do is tell your quarterback to scramble and run for his life, maybe offensively you're not the coach we want to have, and we want to have this quarterback for the next 15 to 20 years. So I get it from that perspective, and maybe that's why the Giants have decided to make this move. But I think we're both kind of scratching our heads saying, well, you hired an offensive coach, and well, you have like a star-looking receiver with Malik Neighbors.
You have a star, not looking. You have a star.
I'm still saying looking just because we haven't seen that full-on, like, 1,600-yard. I get he's the catch machine. You haven't seen enough, I think, years-wise.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Pull up the stats for me.
I'm going to because I'm with you. I'm listening.
And he had a Jarvis Landry style
I am the biggest guy where it's like, if you're not on the field, you're useless to me.
Sure.
So there's that.
100%. That is definitely your take. But go ahead and give me the Malik Neighbors stat here. Whether he's a star, whether he's still ascending, say whatever you want. You've got a guy that is certainly trending in the right direction at wide receiver. You have a running back that certainly seems like he's trending in the right trajectory. With
Rookie year.
Scatterbo. Go ahead.
He had 109 catches, over 1,200 yards, so 1,204 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Impressive.
A rookie.
Very impressive. I'm just saying he's not Jamar Chase yet. But we're like potentially on a path where he might be a rival for that.
So he played 4 games. Let's just knock it down to 3 games this year because he was hurt, right? He had 18 catches, 271 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Not impressed. No, I am. He's great. He is great.
He's good.
I wasn't trying to imply that he's not good.
At the point in time, a crappy Daniel Jones playing crappy Daniel Jones and Russell Wilson.
Have you seen Daniel Jones lately?
Yeah, I know, right?
Just saying.
So weird to say that.
I know.
Still weird to say that.
So what's next for the Giants? Where do you go from here? Okay, we pulled the trigger. He's gone. Daboll's gone. We can't undo it.
You have to get a quarterback you have to get a head coach that can coach this quarterback how to play in the NFL. It is the number one priority. I think we like Jackson Dart coming out of the draft. A lot of people had Jackson Dart as the number 1 guy. Not us. But you have to get a head coach that can teach him. That is the number 1 priority. Great, you have Neighbors. It's great that you have Scattaboo. We all like that too. especially the way Scatterboo plays, everyone gets hyped about it.
Yep.
If this is the most important position, and it does matter, you have to get a guy that can teach this guy how to play.
Yep, I think you go into another situation of, hey, we hit on the quarterback, so I almost don't care about the defense. Even though our defensive line looks really good, I don't care about the defense this offseason. I'm getting myself a second outside receiver. I know we like Wan'Dale Robinson, but we both kind of agree he's better in the slot than he is on the outside. So get yourself a quality second receiver. Go out there, fix the offensive line as much as possible. Take these hits off of Jackson Dart if we can. And that's all we care about this offseason. That's it. Like, if I can do a thing or two with the defense, great. But if I can't, one thing I know is that next year my offense is going to be good and Jackson Dart is going to be protected and not be getting concussed week in and week out because he's taking too many hits. I think that's where I would approach it as a GM or as the new head coach, by going in there and saying, if we have our quarterback of the future, let's act like it. You know, we have neighbors, but you can never have too many riches when it comes to wide receivers.
A couple of names, and the editor's going to have to help me here. The first one, and we didn't bring it up, it actually goes to your brother who brought it up in JP.
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator for
Seattle
right now, and the editor's going to put his name right here.
Yep. I think Kingsbury should also be in the conversation.
That was my next guy.
But
I was going to ask you about that one.
Okay, let's go Seattle first. Seattle, when we're talking about what you're doing there, again, nobody really predicted them to do this well. You've kind of taken Jackson Smith and Jigba and taken him from a, like, hey, we spent a first rounder and he kind of disappointed in his rookie year, to, wow, he's the best receiver in football. So I think there is a lot of interest there, especially when you consider Mike McDonald is a defensive coach primarily. I think he should have a lot. He might be the first name off the list this offseason. Like, he gets his pick of all these teams that fire their coaches.
And then a name that you haven't thought of not once is Kingsbury.
I've been saying it for, the past year, that I think Kingsbury is probably the strongest offensive coordinator without a head coaching job. You look at what he did with Mahomes in college, where, yeah, like, you could argue he underachieved, but obviously the Chiefs saw enough out of him to go take him at, 15? Is that right?
10.
Take him at 10. And on top of it, he's had Kyler Murray since then. He's had other quarterbacks as well. Quarterback whisperer, like, Jaden Daniels. Look at Jaden Daniels. He was widely considered to be overdrafted at 3, and instead you wind up having him, at 2, and instead you have him at playing as a great quarterback. Injuries aside, he's been playing really, really well in the NFL, mainly because Kingsbury's got a good scheme, I would say. I think he's a good player, but I'm saying, like, you don't get there without a good scheme behind you.
Yeah. And those are the two coaches I can think of that would be...
Mike McCarthy?
No.
Really? Has that ship finally sailed? Because
has it not sailed already?
There's been a lot of rumors in Tennessee he's going to be our next head coach. And if he does, Drew, I hope you enjoy doing it. Never mind, I can't say that. I would certainly not take drastic measures.
Do you think Brian Callahan's available?
He's available. Does anyone want him? He'll go back to being an OC somewhere. I think he'll be like the Raiders or something like that. It'll be something like that.
Position coach?
No, he'll be an offensive coordinator, and you just see this happen all the time, where you have an offensive coach that gets fired, someone that isn't good takes the chance on him as the offensive coordinator. It'll happen there too. Yeah. If he goes back to being a wide receiver coach, it's going to be like, wow, did the Titans mess up signing him? He'll be an OC for a bad team somewhere.
Well, I think we both agree that this firing is a little questionable, but at the same time, kind of makes sense. If you're gonna do it, I guess the time is to do it now. But you better have a guy set in place, right?
I mean, you're thinking about it, but the problem is, as soon as Black Monday comes around and all these coaches get fired, you're still just as much in the mix as everybody else. The Titans jumped the gun. Do you think they have any kind of leads on a head coach yet?
Mike McCarthy.
They might, but it's not going to happen, is the thing. I mean, it's the same kind of carousel you're going to see every year, where Black Monday is going to come around the first week of the playoffs, and all these bad teams that fired their coach are going to go out there trying to find the next guy.
All right, real quickly, my last thing, just because we're talking head coaches.
Sure.
Is there anything that would pull Belichick back into the NFL?
Yeah, I think somebody wanting him. I don't think anyone's going to. I think that's the issue. I think the NFL has checked out on Belichick more than Belichick has checked out on the NFL. I really think that's why he wound up at UNC. If you remember, he interviewed with the Falcons, and they kind of told him, we really like you, but the fact that, like, you have to be in charge of everything, that's kind of too much. And I think the game's passed him by. I think he was a great coach when it was, hey, it's going to be 13-10 this game, and you can just win a game on pure defense. Belichick's not the guy. Not anymore.
No.
He may have been in your daddy's NFL, but that ship has sailed. Okay.
Well, I think that'll do us for Sports Around the Bar to this, right?
Give a grade. For the Giants.
Great
for the Maras, how good was this move? Is this
ABC 1 through 10?
1 through 10 is 1 being this is a pure disaster. What were you thinking? You just cut Andy Reid, or 10 being, hey, like, great job. The franchise is destined for the next Super Bowl because you got rid of the only dead weight we have. Give me a number, Drew. I know those are extreme, but give me a number somewhere that's not 5.5.
I'll do 6.
Yeah,
actually,
you like it?
Where it's like, we told me not to give you a 5.5. That's what my number was. A 6. 5.73. Where it like makes sense, but it doesn't really fit the timing because like he got hurt. We can't get back into it. We went through it. I said what I said about the concussion.
I think that might be why it makes sense. Where you're like, we kind of like you, Daboll, but you keep getting our quarterback hurt. So this is taking all.
Daboll's not out there playing. It's so unfair.
But he's like.
That's like Andy Reid.
But he's like, that's like
Andy Reid getting mad at Patrick Mahomes that he doesn't throw the ball to the guy that can move the chains. He throws the ball down to the 30-yard line.
It's the opposite because Andy Reid's like, hey, I know I got this great quarterback, and we're not running with him. I don't even really want to sneak that much.
Anyway, you're talking about that. I was talking about him getting upset that he throws the ball 30 yards down the field instead of just getting the first down. You're not going to sit there and be like, Mahomes, quit playing like that. You've won Super Bowls. Jackson Dart has been playing well because his legs. And I'm not. That's not his only thing, but that's like kind of what has made him. Yeah. So they're going to be like, hey, man, don't run it. When you see nothing, just throw the ball out. That's not what you tell a rookie when he's like trying to learn. You kind of just
Especially
go.
If you're trying to save your own skin. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think things were looking up offensively, and you fired the offensive guy. Like, how often do teams hire an offensive coach and he's not that good?
How quickly does Daboll find a job?
He'll be an OC somewhere. I mean, that's just the natural thing. I don't think he's going to bounce back at head coach.
How quickly does he become a head coach?
2 years if he does well where he lands. I think there's enough bad blood now with what he's done with the Giants. You know, he's like 20, 40, and 1. I don't think after 1 good year as an OC that someone's going to go sign him as head coach. I think it's going to take 2.
How mad would you be if he becomes a Titans head coach?
I'd still call it a 5 out of 10 hiring. I think I'd be okay with it. Yeah. I wouldn't be ecstatic. I'd be like, well, there's some problems with it, but if we miss on Kingsbury and we miss on Seattle's offensive coordinator and we miss on I would take Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, no joke, right?
Yeah, I mean, I call it a 5 out of 10 hiring for the Titans, where it's like, okay. The only thing I wouldn't like about it is Cam Ward is not really much of a runner, and if Daboll's like, go run for your life, son, and go get your brains knocked in because you're constantly taking too many hits, then I'd have a bit of a problem with it, but I would be okay with it if it wound up being that Daboll bounces back and becomes the Titans head coach.
Yeah, I'd be okay with him too.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's got to be OC somewhere. He's going to Kingsbury himself. It's going to take 2 or 3 years somewhere as an OC.
Well, does that do us for Sports Around the Bar?
I think so. I hate this move. I think I made that clear.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
When I give it a 6, it's like
6. Give it a 6, which means more good than bad.
I wanted to give it like a 5, and you're like, don't give it a 5.
I said 5.5.
I was like, I don't know.
You could have given it a 5.
Yeah, I don't like it either. You know I don't like it either because everything was trending up. It's just everyone's getting hurt. But at the same time, it's like 11 and 33 is not great.
Okay, but close your eyes. The receivers are getting better. The offensive line is playing better.
There's one receiver.
2, 1.5, Wan'Dale Robinson. All right,
he's a great 3.
Offensive line's playing better with all those high picks we spent on him. Okay, sure. Our running back, we kind of hit on a late pick with Scadaboo.
Yeah. How banged up is he?
He's hurt now. Yeah,
how banged up is he going to be?
I can't control if they're hurt, Andrew.
Well, there we go. We come to
yeah. I can't.
We came all the way back around.
But what I can do is keep my offensive coach where every facet of the offensive ball is getting better.
I just be like, Jackson, go out there, and as soon as your offensive line breaks a little bit of pressure on you, throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
And we'll never win a game in the NFL because we have to baby you.
This is 1,000.
We have to baby you the whole entire time.
But that's why they did it. That's why they did it.
That's a terrible thing.
Do you think so? Because I don't. I think there's a point in time where it's like, hey, how about you draw up some plays where we just throw the ball and then catch it? I know. I've solved football.
You solved football.
How about that? But
the Titans are going to put you as a head coach.
Couldn't be any worse.
And then I will be your GM.
It couldn't be. Yeah.
I would rather be a GM than a head coach any day of the week.
I agree. I agree. I would rather be a GM, but
give me that every
because
day.
I can blame the head coach and be like, he's running too much with our star quarter. Wait, what does this remind you of? Yeah. No,
all right, guys, that's it. That's it for Sports Around the Bar. We can talk about this forever.
Terrible move, Drew. Give me a real number.
Obviously,
I skewed your rating because I said don't go 5.5.
I'm giving it 5. I give 5 because it doesn't make sense. It's like he's getting better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like 11 and 33 is not great.
It's a 3. Neither's the roster. That's why it's not great. Yeah, we'll see you next time, I think.
Yeah.
I think that does it.
We've been drinking, if you can't
Giants,
tell.
The Giants messed up again.
Yeah.
You
think Eli Manning's available?
For GM? Potentially.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. They're keeping their GM. I guess they don't need one.
Guys, let us know if we got it wrong or if there's another head coach or another offensive coordinator that you see the Giants going after. Please let us know in the comments. We would love to see it.
Were they right to fire Daboll? Were they wrong to fire Daboll? Is it time for a change? Let us know in the comments because, again, this is settle it for us. I don't think are very excited about them getting rid of him, but let us know which way we should be leaning.
But it's gross. This is Jake, and I'm Drew, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.